Oh my god, there's 8 people in the room already. Let me know if the audio's okay, guys. I don't think I'm playing any games because I've got the king of all headaches. And I'm actually just about to take my miracle cure when I'm about to get a migraine. It's 2 paracetamol, 2 soluble aspirin at the same time, and that normally kills it. If it don't kill it, I'll be in bed in the next half an hour. Oh, God. Evening. Thank you for the audio. Well, Amazon put my parcels in my shed this lunchtime, which I was a bit surprised with, which was cool. And it's all my fish stuff, so this is my little plant that's coming in. Oh, you're not going to... Oh, there you are. If I put against my Destiny t-shirt, by the way. Just take note. Destiny. There's my little plant. I've decided, after watching many videos and taking some thoughts, I've decided, because my fish tank's here, I can't lift the box up, I can't be arsed. I've got my heater, my plant, my pebbles. I've just ordered some more pebbles because I've actually ordered 3 sets of pebbles and substrate because I'm undecided about what I'm putting in the bottom. But it's just going to be very minimalistic, and it's going to be white, pure white pebbles, white coral. I think I've got some of that coming. White. I've ordered some large white pebbles, few of them in. That one bright pink like anemone thing to sit in the middle of the tank. I might get one plant because the fish that I'm having need special plants to lie on. I'm going to get a couple of what's called betta or beta. It looks like the word, but I'm actually going to buy 2 bright red bettas. And it's like, you know, I think it's going to look fantastic. In my head, the idea is brilliant. Just a pure white tank with one pink thing and these beautiful red fish. They're gorgeous fish. I was watching videos last night till about 2 a.m. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going for. I looked into the marine idea. You can turn this little tank into a marine, because I'd seen an idea that if I really felt like it, I'd like to set that up exactly how I've just explained, all white, but have it as a marine tank, and I was going to have 2 clownfish in it. Nemo, to anybody who doesn't know what clownfish are, because I think that would be the pinnacle of a beautiful looking minimalistic tank. However, just the shitting about doing with having a marine tank is such a ball ache. Right, yeah, hiya guys. Yeah, Lance, I am okay. I've been in a bit of a depressed mood tonight. I wasn't going to stream. I've been sat here in the dark for the last 2 hours. What time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:42 p.m.
Oh Christ, it's 11:15. Yeah, I've literally been sat here in the dark for about 2 hours. Yeah, marines are hard, Stephen. Exceptionally hard if you're going for a full-size marine tank. But this one's only a 10 gallon. It's really tiny and really small. It looks lovely. So it kind of balances it out. You could run a marine in it. With the actual kit, when you order it, it tells you can have all 3. It says a perfect tank for fresh, tropical, or marine. So, and I've got the heater. I don't know. I think the better fish just look nice for the simplistic setup, and apparently they're very hardy and very easy. And because I'm only going to have 1 in there, because apparently they're pain in the asses to get. If you get 2 males, they fight and rip each other to pieces. If you get a male and a female, they'll mate. 2 females will fight. So what I'm going to start off with is that set up with just 1 betta fish in it, or beta fish, wherever you want to pronounce it. Oh, have you got it? Oh, I ought to start saying some things, didn't I? So yours goes off. So yeah, what I'm going to put one better or beta fish in it, bright red or bright orange, and then what I'm going to do when the tank's acclimated for about a month and stuff with that in it, I might just introduce about 4 or 5 little neon tetras, because apparently neon tetras are fine living with a better fish. So I think that might set it off. I'll just see how it goes. But I'm looking forward to setting it up. Actually, it's my plan for tomorrow. I've got one unboxing video to do, but I think I'm going to leave that till in the midweek. So I don't know yet. So I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again with my brother this dinner time, and we went for the lounge experience. Now, I've seen it last week, obviously, with my daughter, and we decided to go for the lounge experience. The 3D tickets on their own were 15 quid, but then my brother said, "What's this lounge experience?" Well, he'd never heard of it. I knew what it was, and I says, "Oh, it's pretty cool." And he says, "Well, is it really worth the extra money?" And I says, "Yeah." I'd never been, but my daughter had been. And I says, "Look, I'll leave it with you. You book it and ring me back and tell me." So last night he rang me back and said, "Oh, I booked it." He says, "The reason why, it was 15 quid for 3D and it was 18 quid for this lounge experience." And I thought, made of that. So what it was, we went to the cinema. It's a multiplex inside a Westfield in Derby. So you go in and all the normal cinema screens are on the mid-level, and then you go up the escalator again to the top level, and you go around a corner, and it's literally like walking into a airport first class lounge. Not that I've been in one, but you walk in and you're in like a really posh bar area, and it's a lovely big giant bar with leather seats and a proper bar with, you know, beer and ale and cider and all that malarkey. And then at the end of the floor, you could see 2 cinema doors with 5 and 6 at the top of them. So clearly there were 2 cinemas in it. So you go to the counter, give them your ticket. You get a free, tub of popcorn and a free soft drink. Didn't we skip the soft drink and we had a beer? And you could take the beer in the cinema. So you walk through the door in the cinema, and as you walk in, it's just like a normal cinema, except the entire seating arrangement is leather couches, recliner couches, or recliner chairs. So Anne was at the back, big 2-seater settee with an armrest in the middle for both of us, leather thing, full recliner. You've got like a swivel armrest here to put your beer on and your popcorn on, and it was the mutt's nuts. And there's that much room. We actually said that even stretched out comfy, people could have still walked past us without us having to move. It was fantastic. And my brother said he's never going to the pictures any other way. He says it's just worth every penny. He says you could come for an hour earlier and have a couple of beers if you wanted. But it's a brilliant experience. 18 quid, loved it. So yeah, banging. Yeah, a few people are asking me to do video about the tank. I probably won't go through the whole setup of it. What I might do, I might just get it out. I'll probably do an unboxing video of it and the things I've got. I'll set it up on my table. I'll put the heater on. I'll put the water in. I'll start acclimating it and putting treatments in. And then when it's in like that with no fishing, I'll then show you how I've set it up. But I don't think I'm going to go really in deep with it. And then I'll show you when the fish is in. But there's only going to be one fish in it, like I say. I didn't really feel like playing games either. There's nothing to play. I know I'm going to sit here and say, I didn't think. No way, Jason. Sorry, mate. Got to disagree. Got to give a friendly disagreement there. I thought number two was equally as good as the first. And if I'm being perfectly honest, but I'd probably push the old. It's the old adage of your brain always remembers what you've seen recently. It's the same as goes with anything. I'll guarantee if you sit in a pub with your mates and say, look, name me the top 5 films of all time, I'll guarantee you that one of them choices will be a film they've watched in the last 12 months. It's just your brain. So I am saying that might be the case of Guardians at the minute, but it's definitely as good as. But I'll tell you why I liked it slightly more than the first. because I think the comedy was just done right, and I think the comedy this time was just outstanding. And I think the entire film's got so much emotion from start to finish. You are bursting out with laughing within the first 10 minutes. You're nearly crying at the end. It's just, you're laughing in the middle. You're serious. It's just got every emotion. It's just a really good film. And I thought the story was good as well. So, yeah. I just liked it better, I think, at the minute. I didn't catch the credits today because I'd seen them and my brother was, well, I say me and my brother were dying for the loo, and I says, aren't you waiting for the credits at the end? He's not a massive Marvel fan anyway. But obviously the first time me and my daughter went, we never moved. In fact, pretty coolly, not a single person moved out of the pictures the first time. We were the only ones that moved the second time, albeit, by the way, in fact, I can see to my head now, there was us two. There was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there was 8 people in the cinema, including us. The thing that the thing about the trailers were different. I thought they would have been on a set reel. The trailers at the first showing last week were fantastic. Like a proper decent set of trailers, about 5 films, all top films. Alien, Pirates of the Caribbean. What else was the Kingsman 2. Thor 3 will blow Guardians out of the water. I'm not a big Thor fan, mate. And to be honest, out of all them Marvel-esque movies, Avengers and Thor, Guardians to me is just the best one. It's kind of on my level. I'm not into all that shit, all that ethos of it all. I probably watch them slightly different to what you lot do, you big fans of them, because I just take them for a nice, decent action movie. But yeah. Lance, question. What would you like to see from E3? I'm not going to get into a fanboy pissing contest again, but you know my views on it. Xbox has got to kill it with the games, period. I don't want to hear about Scorpio, because I know what the fucking thing is. We all know what it is. Everybody's sick of hearing what it is. As for PlayStation, I think I'm as excited for PlayStation keynote, to be honest, as much as I am Xbox. Xbox has more anticipation what they're going to throw at us. But I think PlayStation are like in a kind of situation where they've got to, they are leading, they are winning. What you're going to combat, Xbox with, and I think it's going to be really interesting for PlayStation. It really is. I think it's a very interesting one. And I still say this now as well. I mean, it's a well-known fact that Sony changed, and people say it was bullshit, but it isn't bullshit because it was proven twice that going second gives Sony a chance. And it's like well known that in the background, Sony's like, yes, they've got a very backbone show planned out, but they've got a few little offshoots where they can change and swap tiny things, but be relevant to what Microsoft have done. Now, you picture this year, Microsoft have going ahead a full day before Sony. I will guarantee any amount of money you want that Sony's show will change completely on what they do. I bet Sony's got like 4, 5, 6, 7 avenues they're going to go down. And which one they go down is going to be completely dependent on our Xbox. If Xbox come out, totally smash it out of the park, show us games that's amazing, show us new IPs, really get some good press feedback for that day, I think Sony might have something just bubbling under. I don't know. Because I will say, if Sony come to the keynote and literally, as good as it was last time, as really good as it was last time, where it just was games, and they was honest about it and all that, I think, and they was truthful, and everything they said we then got and done very well, I don't think that will work this time. So yeah, I mean, I think I think just saying games will be good for the real big Sony fanboy, but I think for the overall picture, as good as it may be, I don't think that's going to cut it. But then you're left with a question, what can they bring to the table? What can they blow us out the water with? We all know what everybody'd say. We'd all sit there and say, I mean, to me, I think, and I said this as a joke on the show, imagine if they've got PlayStation 5 lined up secretly. It's been going on. If I was Sony and watched Xbox's shit, I would literally start my Sony show, come on the stage, yak a bit, turn around and say, here's a montage of what's coming, show a 20-minute video of all the games you've got planned. Then when it comes back to stage, I should just look at the cameras and stuff and the people and say, oh right, yeah, this, curtain open, PlayStation 5, price behind it, all the stats behind it on another screen, drop the mic, turn around and get gone. Shut the show down after half an hour. That would just wreck everything. But that's never going to happen. But that's what I'd do. Microsoft are bound to come out guns blazing with some tentpole exclusives. Mate, let me tell you now, and this is me who's getting old and wise and getting on with it. I don't know what you guys think. I know there's Xbox fans, and I'm one, don't forget. I know that people may fucking think I'm not, but I obviously am. It was my console of choice the last generation. And I said this on the show before, if Microsoft come out at E3 and literally do what you've just said, the usual, and I'm using the word shit, and I don't mean it as in shit games, I mean the usual shit. You know, your Fables, your Halos, your Forzas. If they just come and give us that, I personally will be so disappointed and felt let down, because I'm trying to not turn it into a fanboy war, but I always go back to the announcement show that was pretty touted well in the press to be one of the best keynote shows of any console generation, when Sony announced the Pro just before that one and they did that montage of games and everybody was totally breathless. It was just one after the other, after the other, after the other, and everybody at the end just took a deep breath and went, shit. And it was brilliant. So that's the kind of stuff I'm expecting from Microsoft. Microsoft have got to come on there. Okay, you're going to have your staples, you're going to have your Forza because they're in bed with them all the time. They've probably not got a Halo. They might announce some other big thing that we've all seen. But then they need to do a Sony. They need to give all these new IPs and all this new shit that's going. And I hope they don't sit on there and baffle everybody with that 6 fucking belly flops rubbish and all that, because now gamers are wise enough and clever enough to know what they do. We know what the tech does now. True die-hard gamers want games. Proper good games. Definitely. Matt, I've just joined the room. Is the podcast still cancelled? I'm not doing the podcast, but I think Hayden and Steve said they're going to get one out. So, yeah. I don't know what they're doing, but I've done, like I said. Jason, they must have some secret games coming, though. I mean, nobody saw Halo Wars coming. Oh, no, of course they didn't. And that went well, didn't it? Halo Wars 2. That's gone really well. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, I was a big fan of Halo Wars, and I actually was excited about the game, and it just skipped me by. It really did. It just didn't interest me at all. Yes, Stephen, you can ask any question about TVs you want, mate. Magic cure for the headaches going. And I put my heating on before I started this stream, which probably was a bad idea because it's getting hot in here already. Yeah, I like the first one, and it was one of them games in my library that you put on the pile of I wish I'd played more but never got round to kind of feeling. But yeah, I think Sony's keynotes are going to be very interesting this year. I'm very sad to see that Nintendo sound like they're going to do that shitty thing that they did, which I am disappointed. But then again, having seen the 2 videos they've put out in the last 2 months, that's getting a bit disappointing. Yeah, Even Toz use Alexa for lights. She's so me. Oh, she's woke up there. Stop. Alexa, bedroom on.
Okay.
I haven't got a bulb for this one. I keep meaning to buy one. But to be fair, I've said on the show when I unboxed them, these bulbs are 40 quid each, by the way. I mean, it's brilliant for me. I mean, I think it's good for me for the kitchen and for the bedroom and stuff. But I really want one for here. And if anybody wants to know what they're called LIFX bulbs if you've got your Echoes. I tried all the others. They didn't work. You needed hubs, you needed shit in your Ethernets and all that bollocks. I didn't bother. So I just went with these LIFX. They're literally out the box, in there. Get an app, click it, it connects to your network, finds them, locks in, open the Echo app, go to your home and things, it's in there, click it, link them, job done. And that's it. Alexa, bedroom off.
Okay.
Jason, with Call of Duty going back to World War II, do you think they'll wait another year and go back to Vietnam? I don't know. I've got to admit, I think I said this earlier on the show. Let me quickly answer that so I don't miss Stephen's question. I'm in the market for 55 4K. Gonna go for Hisense. Then watched your review of the LG. Don't know what to do. I'll come back to that in a minute. Are you bothered about it recording you all the time for privacy and stuff? Mate, I'm never bothered with anything like that, and it's same with things like stuff like that. It's helping technology for one, and I'm all for that. Things like identity cards and shit, I've not got a problem with them. DNA, take it when babies are born for me. If you've got nothing to hide and are never going to get in trouble, shouldn't bother you one iota. You should be putting your hand up and say, do what you want. Only the people that piss and moan have got something to hide. Telly, let me tell you now, the Hisense that I had, that Ricky's now got, by the way, the Hisense I had was on Amazon. I think 34 Cranky Gamers have bought one on my say so, and I keep cracking a joke with Hisense every time somebody says they bought one and say, where's my commission, just as a bit of fun. I will tell you now, and I think Ricky, if we ever get talking on a podcast ever again, and I'm sure he'll mention it at some point if we ever do, but he's been blown away by that iSense TV. And I can't stress enough to you guys that if you're in the market for a 4K TV, it is the best budget TV, and I will back up that Hisense TV to say it is one of the best budget pieces of technology I've seen. You would spend 400 quid on that telly and totally not be disappointed. You couldn't be. It's outstanding. Now this one, LG are renowned to be top range of today's market. This is the latest version. I think it's only been out a month. I think it was in April. It's the latest version. It's got the highest refresh rate, 240 gigahertz. It's got both HDRs in it, so it don't matter which one it throws at it. This is a stunning TV, I'm not going to lie. Completely stunning piece of kit. And that's the simple thing I can compare to you guys. If you're on a budget and you want to still get 4K for your consoles, Hisense, you will not go wrong. And I want to also cover one other thing that people keep writing to me and saying, because some people keep taking the piss or having a joke. What's this Hisense? Is it like an Aldi TV? Guys, Hisense are currently the #1 selling TV in Japan. They're the third in the world. They're one of the fastest growing tech companies around at the minute. And what people still don't realise, Hisense are actually in the same factory as Samsung and use the same parts for TVs. That's why Hisense are really good. So you will not go wrong. Them Hisense TVs on Amazon run out as soon as they come back in stock. It's literally, they're back in stock, they're gone. Back in stock, they're gone. 400 quid for a 50-inch 4K telly with HDR, with 4 HDMIs in it. It's just crazy. It's just bargain of the century. So you will not go wrong with a Hisense. If you've got a budget, yeah, that LG interface is their baby. It's like renowned to be. It's called the Web OS, the LG Web OS, and it's beautiful. And it literally is just one click, and it all comes across the bottom. and you can move all that to your liking. What I do like about that WebOS thing, obviously this TV it's got a quad-core processor in it as well, which is crazy. So the speed of your smart TV and your WebOS is just like lightning. That's what makes it, because you press the home button, it pops up, and on that bottom bar, you've got everything that the TV will do. What I also like, I like the source button. When I press the source button on the right-hand side of the TV, it comes up on the right, and every source I've got is just there, and it comes up TV, it comes up Sky, Blu-ray, games console, and that's it. And it literally is just boom, 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 and away you go. I've never had to piss about with HDR. Whenever a film's come on, a little HDR signal pops up in the top corner. Football looks better because there's no motion blur. You see, what you got to realise, in expensive TVs, that's what you're paying your money for more than anything. You're paying for the gigahertz, for it to be faster, refresh rate on screen, fast-paced movies, fast-paced sport. How long do I think till computer games are just streamed to our smart TVs? Not long. Not long. I really don't. I mean, to be honest though, I don't like the sound of it, to be fair. I really don't. I'm still I still prefer the boxes under the TV and the consoles. I think having a console I think it's a gamer's pleasure, isn't it? I mean, we all love opening a box of a console and looking at it and it's new. I was going to get a new TV from AO, but my lady booked a holiday. Bad luck. I have a nice LG 3D with WebOS, and it's good. Just wanted this year's. Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, I wouldn't know what, like, say, from your version of LG to, say, a new version like this one, what's the big difference? I'm guessing processor, gigahertz and all that, so... Yeah, I mean, the football, I'll say something. I've never, ever before been at a big problem with football refresh rate. It just has always been is what it is, and we've just lived with it, I think. Now the technology's coming to the forefront with the top-end TVs that run it just brilliantly. I think now people are kind of getting spoiled. It never used to bother me on the Hisense, so... I think your Lego figure looks a bit like George Lucas. The Lego figure, you need to look closely because the beard's on it, and it's also got my Cranky Gamers t-shirt on. In fact, if you go onto Twitter and look at my new icon or on YouTube, look at it closely what it's wearing. That is exactly what that Lego figure is. I think it might have to be the LG. Stephen, if money's no object, mate, and you can afford a better TV, it's obviously get a better TV. What I will say, the standout thing about this to me is the size. I think the size of this is just fantastic on this wall. I'm looking for a cheap wireless surround sound system. Any ideas? Lance, don't go wireless for surround sound. End of. And I know I know that women and everybody is pissing and moaning about cables and shit like that. I know that technology's moved on. I would never go wireless for surround sound. I've seen some work very well. They're way more expensive. And that word you've just seen, you're looking for a cheap wireless surround. Simple answer, mate. You ain't fucking getting one. You ain't getting one. They're very fucking expensive, honestly. Howdy, Rickster. I'll talk to you tomorrow, mate, but I might sell you because I'm thinking of getting the 2DS, and if you're going to buy my 3DXL, then I'll do it. So, yeah. They do, mate, but I'm going to tell you something now. I've seen both. I've seen a wireless one not working, and I've seen a wireless working, and they're a pain in the ass. They disconnect, they're shitty. And also, when you're dealing with audio, and audiophile people, and especially, the headphones, all that, it's all, I once, and get this, I told the story on the show where... when my dad sadly died of cancer, he left us a bit of money, and I treated myself for the first time. It was right at the forefront when DVDs had started, and when surround sound was just the buzzword. And I was into all that shit. I always have done. I love my movies, love my surround sound. And I actually thought, you know what, bollocks to it. I've never had this kind of money. I'm going to go crazy. And I actually went to Richard Sands in Nottingham. A mate drove me down, and I walked in, and they were quite good, actually, because they're well known to be really good. And I said to him, I says, listen, I've got £1,000. I want a 5.1 surround sound. Now, I'm going to tell you the context. I'm not going to go into what I got. I mean, my system I got was an LTAX. I was totally chuffed about it. It was fucking out of this world. It was like everything you'd ever dream. If you were dreaming of a 5.1 setup in your house, that was it. Yes, there was wires. Yes, I'm on the wall there and on the wall there and a big woofer on the floor. But holy shit, it was like amazing. Now, the thing is, the reason I'm bringing this subject up for you about your wireless speakers is this. At the end of everything, he got me I think it was a Sherwood amp. We'd got a Sherwood amp on the desk. I'd got these LTAX speakers. The LTAX speakers, I'm not shitting you, was that big. That big, that size. They cost £800 on their own. Now get this, and this is why I'm bringing this subject up. If you ever want to know about wireless or 5.1 or why you should always go wired. When we'd done, he took me into a room and said, I'm now going to show you the cables for the speakers. And I'm like thinking, probably like you lot would. Cables, what? 2 wires, plug it in the back, drag it under the carpet, plug it into the speaker, into the amp, and away we go. I was taught a very big lesson that day, one that totally blew my mind to this day. And he pulls this drawer out, and it was a big long fucking drawer. It must have been about 6 feet wide, and it come pushing out like this, and in this drawer was fucking lines of speaker cable, just one after the other, all along. Basically, the one at the very one at the left side was, I think, about £1.85 a metre. And it was the thinnest, cheap-ass fucking speaker wire that you probably get in any speaker system that you'll buy today, cheap. You know, at this end, it picked it up, and it was obviously a cut. It's what they show customers. And I put it in my hand, and it was like encased in this weird fucking white plasticky shit. And I could see this like braiding through the middle. It was £140 a metre. It was speaker cable. It was fucking speaker cable. At £140 a metre. And what he was trying to get to me, he actually said, I was looking at all the gear, and he actually said to me, he says, let me tell you now, mate, he says, all the money you're going to throw at this system, you could literally destroy it by buying the wrong cable. And I asked his opinion, and he said to me, he says, if I was in your shoes and you'd explained your room, and I'd not got a big living room, he says, I would go on to the low-medium scale. You no need to go crazy. I ended up spending £60 on cable for the speakers. And what he also showed me, he actually put the sound on in the room with the shitty cable, and then put the sound on with the £140 a metre cable. I'm telling you now, you'd think you'd fucking, I don't know, it was just like a different universe. So what I'm trying to tell you, yes, there are wireless 5.1 surround systems, but you want wires all day. Now, going to the wired question about, yeah, the women moan about cables. Cable management is not hard, providing you start and set it up right. Definitely. If you set it up and look at it right, it's not a problem. Like my cabling now is really neat and tidy with that tubing. It's a special name, I can't remember the name, but that's the best thing you'll ever buy. Yes, Mr. Rick, so you can now tell people how good that iSense, and I know because I was just talking about it before you popped in. You've been very surprised how good that TV is, haven't you? Because I think deep down you was thinking cheap piece of shit, because you've said it for months when I've always been on about it. Yeah, mate, the cabling, I mean, I was totally fucking, it blew me away. But it kind of opened my eyes and taught me another lesson about 5.1 surround. So yeah, go for cabling, mate, every time. Just do it right. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, what I did, I'll tell you what I did in my room, and this was a room that was furnished completely, so it wasn't, if you're starting from a bare room, then it's fucking brilliant. My brother, the flash bastard, they built their own house about 10 years ago. They've sadly sold it now because it was getting too big. His wife's father sadly died and gave them some land, and they built they built a fucking beautiful house, I'm not going to lie, and they built it from scratch, and they had their entire house wired internally and it was fucking like something off a TV, and it was great. I have Wake speakers on my 5.1 wired on my. I have wired. I'm guessing you meant wired speakers on my 5.1 front speakers. I've been wiring for wire speakers. Suppose makes it better. You've got to have wires for speakers, guys. Definitely, definitely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, especially when you're seeing cables that are in the hundreds of pounds for a metre of fucking cable. I think it worked out, by the way. I think my speakers, my five small speakers cost, no, 4 small speakers cost me about $7.50. The Sherwood amp was refurbished, but he said it was in banging condition and give me a 2-year warranty of it. And I only paid about $100 for that. And then I think I chucked the rest at cabling. But he said, for my house, if I wanted that proper cabling, the cabling would have cost me something like 600 quid if I'd have wanted it. And I just sat there and thought, who in the right fucking mind spends £600 on cabling? But it is, audio shit's very weird, and it's a weird world, audio. It is. Shall I commit the cardinal sin and drop a bit of this Jim Beam in my coffee? What's the difference between 5.1 and 7.1? Is it just 2 more speakers? Oh god, 7.1. I've never been really into it. I think 7.1... Have you tried Nier Automata? I've played about an hour of it, mate, and I think I got the demo and played it to the end, and it is a game I want to play, actually. In fact, you've reminded me, and I might start playing that tomorrow, actually. 7.1, I think it's to do with, I might be wrong about this, I think it might be an extra front speaker and a middle rear speaker. The new fandangled shit is that thing that... the one that I think it was on the Gadget Show a few years ago. Is it called this? It's called Dolby something, but that's the new shit, where the speaker bounces off the roof and bounces down, and also bounces off the floor and bounces up. And it's the same one you've got in your pictures today. The brand new one in the pictures can now be bought in the home. You can actually buy a sound system that's got this new system, and it's exceptional. It wasn't. I think I went and looked at the price expecting stupid prices, and I think for the main unit that processes the sound for this new audio was only, I'm saying only, Atmos. Yeah, that's it, Michael. Yeah, thank you. The new Atmos system, you can buy it for the home. And I do believe you can buy an Atmos, because you need a central hub like a amp, and then you just connect your speakers to it. And I think you need a speaker to bounce off the roof, bounce on the floor, and that's what makes the Atmos. Apparently it's like the best thing you've ever heard. And I think the unit you can buy for about 500 quid. I'm pretty certain I saw one for about 500 quid. You get a certain level of audio equipment where the source material starts to let you down. I suppose it's like having a great 4K. I will talk about that. 5.1 surround sound. You don't have to go stupid fucking crazy on speakers. You can get some really decent price speakers for your thing. Your amp is your killer. Do you know, let me tell you right now, you know when you see these sets in Argos and in things like that, when you get these little silver fucking units and you get them out of box and they come with a thing, you might as well get that, throw it out the fucking window. Go to somewhere like Richard Sounds, and if you can't afford a new one, just look for a refurbished Sherwood amp, and I'm talking a big fuck off amp, like 12-inch thick, more buttons on the back that you could have wires for. And this is what I did. I had a top range refurbished Sherwood amp. Alls I'd got on it, because you could connect CDs and fucking record players and the lot. Alls I'd got on it was my 5.1 in it, and I'm telling you now, it was like, wow. Spend the money on an amp. One of the big, either Technica or Sherwood, definitely. Don't scrimp and scrape on an amp or buy a cheap shitty unit, and never buy one of them all one units in a box, whatever you do. Yes, it will sound okay, but if you are wanting to get into the 5.1, you'll love it. I think 7.1 would piss off my neighbours as my flat floors are wooden. I've got to say, I've got a sound, my brother gave me his Panasonic soundbar, very expensive it was, and it's actually come with a subwoofer, and that's got some oomph to it, and I'm a bit wary because I'm a very nice, kind person, and there's a decent bloke lives downstairs, but I'm quite fortunate he actually works from 12:30 at lunchtime till 12:30 at midnight, most nights. So if I want to watch a movie, I can watch it. That's what made me have that, because my consideration was for my neighbour. Because I'm always a person, when I'm in situations like this, I'm always a person that's, and I always think this, and I'm too soft in my ways, I guess, but I always think on the lines of, what would I like? Would I like him blaring fucking movies out and boom boom all day? And my answer would be no, I fucking wouldn't. So I always reverse the situation. So that's why I'm really pleased that if you go, like, if I'm going to watch a movie, I'll wait till it goes out. What's Rickster? Rickster sent me a picture. Hope it's not a dirty picture, Rickster. You're not in bed, by the way, yet, are you? Fucking, I can't believe you sent that, you dick. My neighbours listen to great music whether they like it or not. What's he doing? Prisoners campaign for sex dolls to be allowed in jail so convicts can enjoy a bit of passion. Christ almighty. That, mate, you know what prisoners are like. Prisoners get everything nowadays, don't they? Old Minifig Studios tweeted one of my tweets. Everybody's been asking about that minifig, you know. They are, everybody. Crazy. Do you think Sony or Microsoft will copy the Switch? What, make it portable, you mean? Rumours are abound. Rumours are flying around that Sony may have a Vita 2.0 in the works. That might be a moment for E3. And with the Switch now being like that, rumours are abound that they're going to make a Vita 2.0 and make it more connectable with the Pro or with the console. That, and I mean, I know that they do it quite decent with remote play, but I mean on a scale of like the Switch is one thing that's going. Yeah, mate, always be considerate with your neighbours. Always think in your head when you're doing music or movies or gaming, would you like to be the person on the other room with some fucking idiot blating that out every fucking day? No, and you wouldn't. You'd get pissed off. Now then, Toz, Mario Kart purchased or not? Yeah, I bought it. I was talking about it this week. Played it with Ricky. And it's definitely worth the purchase. But don't pay 50 quid for it because I don't think it's worth that. But I got it for 39 off Amazon. I'd buy a Vita that could connect to my TV. I'll tell you now, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony hit E3 with a Vita 2.0. And I've got to be honest, I'd be quite interested. I guess most of you would, actually. I think I'm going to get one of them 2DSs as well. Because I think Rickster's just talking about buying my 3DS. So I'm thinking of sneaking a toaster machine, some cheese and beans into the office tomorrow. Will you stream tomorrow night? Best toasty ever. My brother's wife used to make them and I used to blow my mind how the fucking hell she did it. She used to do a sausage and bean and egg toasty. And it was the best thing she ever used to cook on a Saturday lunchtime. And I used to say to her, it's before me and my brother went for cricket years ago, and it's when they'd only just got married, so they were dead young. I said, how are you getting this egg in here? Because it looked like a fried egg. And she literally bang the toasty on as you do, upside down butter, sausage on the bottom, spoon of beans, have the bread in your hand ready, then get an egg and crack the egg on top, and as soon as you've cracked the egg on top, slap the bread on, shut the lid. Bit of leakage, but holy shit was it nice. I love toaster machines. It's something I haven't got. I bought one when I first moved in here, bought a fucking cheap ass thing. No word of a lie, it cost $5.95 from Argos because I was on a really bad budget when I first got this flat, as obviously most of you'd know. And I bought a $5.95 toasty. I shit you not, it made one toasty or two. It made them absolutely fucking useless. That bad, I picked the toasting machine up with it still in and threw the fucker in the bin. That's how good that was. And I've never bought one since, but I do like a toasting machine. Factory 3, do you think Microsoft will bring their Halos and to the Scorpio to come their Halo? No, that Halo lens has been put on hold, mate, for 2 years, they announced, about 3 months ago. I'm telling you, Microsoft keep chucking some stupid fucking ideas up and they just then go to shit. Just concentrate on games. You're going to get one of the best consoles you've ever had. You're getting the best technical console you've ever produced. Just fucking do it right and stop with the shit adding on and all these cameras and bollocks and connects and fucking lenses. No, done. Games. Add them later when you've got your customers. Yeah, the whole fucking thing went in. Literally, because the toast got stuck, beans were pissing over the side, I burnt my hand on the back, there were bean juice all over my fucking counter. I just picked it up, dropped my bin and went bang, off you pop. Best toasty ever, berry, grape and avocado grilled sandwich. Oh my God, Alan. Ugh. Never one for sweet toasty things. Oh mate, don't even tell me. I am so fucking excited for the football tomorrow morning. To be honest, Paul, I know you're a Derby fan like me. I don't think they will, mate, because you know Brentford gave us an absolute fucking stuffing a few weeks ago, and they're a good side, Brentford, at home. Can't see Blackburn getting fuck all from that. And Ipswich have got nothing to think. Please tell me, and I won't talk about football too much, please tell me you saw poor Jeff Stelling on Sky Sports this afternoon. His beloved Hartlepool came back in the last 5 minutes from 1-0 down. They needed to win. And they fucking scored in the last 2 minutes to be leading. And they was going to save relegation by 1 goal. And then Newport went and scored in the 90th minute in the other game. And I was watching it. I was flicking from the live game. And then as soon as the goal went and I flicked to Jeff, he'd got his fucking suit off, Hartlepool shirt on, his microphone were out to his ears. He went fucking mental. And I'm not joking. I actually nearly was in tears. Seriously, I nearly was in tears. Because Newport scored and Matt Letitia were reporting on it. And the whole fucking room with Letitia and Thompson. I actually think that them guys there felt really like so bad for Jeff. And you could see it in the room. And I nearly shed a tear. It fucking destroying. What's destroying about it? It's not just getting relegated. It's getting relegated to the non-league shit. And that is sad. It was like us at Wembley. Oh, don't talk about that, Paul. God, you'll give me palpitations. And good old Midian with support Burton, mate. Well done. You've got your manager back anyway. Yeah, Jeff was... I felt fucking heartbroken for the lad. Football. It's a fucking cruel game at times. If I've missed some questions, guys, I saw some questions go up pretty sharpish about E3. Just pop them back up again if I've not answered them. Oh, this coffee's nice. I don't mind Burton, and I'll never mind Cloughie as a Derby fan. No Derby fan ever should. I was talking on the stream last night, Paul. I don't know if you was in it, or I can't remember where I was talking. Me and my brother, it might have been. Where some people on Facebook, on Derby County's Facebook group this week, have been saying, "Oh, we don't want Forest to go down." Fuck off. You ought to get your Derby shirt and burn it. About, we don't want Forest to go down. Yeah, okay. Never been a Derby fan. Whatever happened to the Steam box? Did they ever come out as they were meant to be bringing out about 7? Fuck, I don't think they ever did they? Did they? I don't know. I don't think they did. Loads of Steam box. Oh, there are out then, but it never took off to what it was going to be, did it? To be honest. Can't wait to do my fish tank tomorrow. Have you seen the dev kit of Scorpio? Has the digital display of the frame rates per second on it? Do you think the actual... No, I don't. No, any dev kit's a really dog end piece of kit. That is literally all that will be is so the dev team can produce a game, because Microsoft's caveat, they need games running at 60 frames per second on this machine. Because I'm telling you now, if it comes out and they have the fuck up that they did on the Xbox One where it's going down to 920 or dropping frames, they will lose their shit. You can imagine everybody will be on the back if their games aren't running at 60 frames per second. So that's why that is there for the developers. So when they're testing the games, it's running at 60 frames per second. And if it fucking ain't, stop what you're doing, make sure it does. My uncle said he doesn't want Forest to go down. He's a Derby fan. I told him, yeah, definitely, mate. Not a fucking chance. But like I say, I don't think they will. I don't think they will at all. I'd like the fixtures reversed. I'd like Forest to be away at Ipswich and Blackburn to be at home for Brentford, because then I think there's a chance. But I actually think Brentford will absolutely fucking annihilate Blackburn tomorrow. They absolutely walked us off the park 4-0 3 weeks ago, which not many teams do that to us. Brentford are a weird fucking animal, that team is. Weird. They are. Yeah, Carlisle, I think Jeff Stelling were talking about Carlisle. They've been in the top 7 for like most of the season and they scraped in. Mr. Rees, do a video of setting that tank up. I guarantee there'll be loads of interest in it. Amazon review, I'd like to see it up. But yeah, I will do some videos tomorrow. Occupy my mind. I've got to clear my table. I've got to put my Sonic back. I'm going to decide where my Alexa's going. It's going on there. I'll get it up. I don't think I'll be able to put water in it tomorrow because I'm still waiting on some. I've got... you're not going to be able to see it on the video. That's my first idea. They're basic white pebbles and you're just not going to see it. But I've got some other things lined up as well. The heater's really nice, though, for the price. They seem to think that FPS is the reason they lost. However, I think the reason is low exclusives and the way it initially messaged. To be honest, Matt, I think it's a combination of everything. That certainly didn't help. No, I've changed my mind, Michael. So what I'm going to do, I've got all white stuff. It's going to be white pebbles, white sand, white piece of coral running up. And then I've got this little pink fake silicon anemone just to put one really bright thing in the tank, and I'm going for 2 better fish, or 1 better fish, sorry, not 2. So I'll get 1 better fish, bright red or bright orange, and then about a month in when the tank's acclimated and done, I should buy about 4 or 5 neon tetras because they can live with better fish. I'm just going for colour, contrast, bright white and then bright red. So yeah, I'd have liked going marine. My plan was, looking at it, I was going to go all white, exactly the same, and put 2 clownfish in it. But it's just a ball ache keeping the salt and pH levels done. Just realised you could 3D print something for the fish tank and a sunken ship. You could, but you'd have to be careful with the PLA plastic. Not sure if it's safe for the fish. I have some tanks. You use the filter elements more than once by rinsing them rather than replace them. That's good. But don't forget, in your tanks, you should always keep some of the bacteria in. Bacteria keep your fish alive. Isn't it funny how Bellens tried to shut Toz down and he's just turning into YouTube beast while they'll sit making excuses? I've heard rumours that they're starting a podcast this weekend. That's a nice coincidence, isn't it? Because I made a joke on Twitter and said, shall I make some fake accounts and go trolling? Because that'll be interesting, won't it? We need to get to the point where you can 3D print another Toz. You could chill out with the clone. Yeah. While the clone takes all the shit. Be interesting on their podcast tomorrow. Hope you're going to listen. But we all know it's going to be, it's going to be perfect. We know that, don't we? Chris, have you decided on an Horizon tattoo design yet? No, I'm just waiting for a bit more funds, a bit more money. It's going on this arm. You're not going to see this arm. That tattoo there is a tattoo I had when I was 16. It's so old. I'm old. That tattoo there is one I designed myself. It's got my ex-wife's name on it. Silly twat. So I want a tattoo that's going to cover... It's going to go... What I think I'm going to do... Because I've got big arms. And as you can see, my arms are pretty big. And it's not... I'm not trying to show off. But my arms are large. As you can see. So my plan is... I wanted my half sleeve. I wanted my sleeve from here all the way down to my wrist to cover that tattoo and to cover the old one. That's just going to... It's cost £600. I ain't got that money to be throwing it, definitely. So the thing is, it's going to be... I want the... the biggest thing on Horizon. What's the big one? I've not played it for that fucking time. The real big one. I think I might go take it to a tattooist because I don't think I've ever told you. I bought the Horizon guide. Did I tell you guys I'd actually bought the art book? In fact, I've not read that. Highly recommend that book, by the way. Somebody else recommended it and said it's called the Art Book of Horizon. Fucking hell, that's a nice book. It's a coffee table book. Leave it out, people look at it. But even that's not got a tattoo. I need a high definition. And I contacted the guys at Gorilla as well, and they never fucking replied, which I thought was a bit shit. I want a real high definition, 3 or 4. Yeah, Hayden's doing a podcast tomorrow, guys, so you'll have one to listen to tomorrow. Don't worry. It's just that I won't be on it, or Ricky won't be on it. So I want, if anybody can find me, a couple of high definition pictures of the animals in Horizon Dawn, especially the big one, or any of them. And I have really struggled. I need a couple of high definition pictures because I want the tattoo. I think it'll cover that there. And then I might have, I mean, what it could do, I could actually go to a tattooist and stick it on as a beginning piece to maybe do a sleeve and not have the sleeve all at once. So I could maybe just go and have that done to cover that up and then tell them that I'll come back later so you can wrap it round and then cover that up. So... No, he's carrying Cranky Gamers on. The Cranky Gamers is going... They're taking over for a bit. If we ever decide to come back. It's not nothing new. It's not separate or splinter. It's just the same shit. I'm still paying for the thing and it's still going to be Cranky Gamers on there. It's not changing. The format's not changing. So yeah, I need some high definition pictures of the... I wonder if I could find the email of the artist actually, because I read a piece on before Horizon came out. I read a piece and it's a woman actually, a very talented woman artist, because they're from Holland, aren't they? And I saw one picture she posted when she was designing one of the drawings, and I wonder if I could contact her and say, could you send me some high definition pictures? I bet they could. So will this be the first ever show without Toz? No, there's been a few. When I had surgery, when I got divorced, when I got married, when I was without internet beginning of this year. So there's been a couple, not many, 6. 6 in 10 years, I think. Oh yeah. Don't forget, Hayden, by the way, when you send me the file... when you send me the file, make sure, and you can answer me in this room because you never answer me in Twitter, are you going to actually edit it yourself? Because I don't mind editing it. If you send me the raw file, I'll sit and edit it at night. So if you're sending me the file, don't forget it's got to be in the right format and stuff. Toz sent you a link to some Horizon Dawn. Thank you. Let's have a look. Because I found out the other day, by the way, one of my relations on Facebook. Yeah, if you think about the jingles now, I only put that American one on anyway, so you just put the same one all the way through. So what I'll do, I'll email it you tomorrow. Just drop me an email tomorrow, and then I'll chuck it in there. My iPad's running out of fucking batteries again. Yeah, I think I've looked at these pictures, Aidan. Yeah, just a normal Google search. What I want to find, and I found them once, and I found one picture that was a true high definition picture like the artist had done. And that's what I'm after. I think I might leave that up to remind me later on. I might try and contact them again on Twitter, see if they'll send me some. Be like 2.5 Men when Charlie Sheen left. I've just realised there's 40 people in there. I don't know yet about coming back. Oh, somebody fill Chris in. I've had a couple of people tonight. No, I've done, mate. Finished. Social network, destroyed it. One person trying to be a prick. Well, no, I'll rephrase that. Not trying to be a prick. Being a prick. Yeah, a couple of days ago, guys, when I did the TV review for AO, because I'd got a decent thing with AO now that I'm reviewing stuff for them. So I decided to put it on my channel, which was fine. I'm quite within my right, because you get to keep the products that AO sends you for review. Providing you review a video and a written review, you keep the product. I was very, very fortunate that the first thing they sent me was a fucking TV. And what pisses me off about this as well, and I didn't say this at the time, people attacked me and had a go at me like it's my fucking fault. Like, and let me tell you, anybody can do it, and I was saying that in the fucking podcast, the rant stream that I did. Anybody could do it, but no, they have to sit and get fucking Mardy and Crybaby and try and destroy me. So what happened, guys? Quick recap. One prick that keeps attacking me and has done for about a year, tried to get me in trouble with the dole, tried to get me in trouble with everything, and then that day afternoon when I'd done the review and everything was going great, my life was better, I'd come off my antidepressants, what happened was, this prick made a fake name on Twitter and then put my name in it and the HRC government telling them I should be paying tax on this TV. But the stupid idiot was fucking quoting American law. Completely wrong, but that was the final straw. I went from one big high. I'm not sitting there and letting somebody constantly... And the daft thing is, I know exactly who it is. I know his proper name. I know he's made fake accounts. And I actually know where he lives because 3 people have wrote to me and told me. So, yeah. And I just had enough. I don't need it anymore. You guys know I text shit on Facebook all the time. I've had death threats over the years. And I just don't fucking need... I'm doing something I love. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm putting things up there. I do all the unboxings. I've got some more unboxings this week. I think AO are going to send me some more stuff soon. And you know, it's something I like doing. I want to try and do something to occupy my mind. So the point is, why should I do that and get some idiots that just want to try and... And the thing that gets me, I can take all the shit. I've had it all my life. Call me names. Be a fucking big brave boy. But when you're actually trying to physically get me into trouble, you know, you're actually trying to get me in trouble with the law. That to me is disgusting on an epic level. Fucking disgusting. So, you know, it's just wrong, and there's nobody in this room that won't disagree with it. It's dead easy to say don't let them win, and everybody keeps saying it to me, but I get it constantly all the time. And as I said in that 4-hour rant stream I did the other night, and I'll say it again to this lot in this room, take one of them things that happened to me in the last 10 years. Death threats, 3 of, so pick one of them if you want one of them. Then pick when somebody tried to get me prosecuted by the dole, making out I was making thousands of pounds doing this. I'd got £12 in one bank account and 3 pence in another. Yeah, I'll retire on that. Well done. And then idiot comes and does that post on Twitter and actually put HMRC government in the tweet. Pick one of them lot, and how many of you in this room would carry on? Do you know what, David? And this is what annoys me, and I said this at the time, and I don't want to fucking keep ranting on it, but it just makes me so angry. I said at the beginning, like, I can't get why he did it. I would actually like to meet him face to face. Probably not a good idea, but I'd like to meet him face to face and sit down to him and say, look, please answer me why you did it. Because what has my life got to do with you? Because I think he's married, and I think he's married and stuff. What has my life got to do with you? Living up in the northeast, what has my life got to do with you that you feel the need to post something or ring somewhere and try and get me into trouble? Because everything I do, and always have done, you could do yourself tomorrow. You could actually do it yourself. I'll fucking tell you how to do it if you want it that bad. That disappoints me. And this is where I've always been brought up as in a working class family. My dad down the pit for 40 odd years, rest his soul. We lived in shit times. We lived with no electricity and shit and all that. Absolutely shit. But what I'm saying to you is this. I've been brought up in such a way, and I've been brought up in a hard life, fighting and all sorts of crazy shit when I was younger. I got in so much trouble. But let me tell you this. At no point in my entire life, and I've been on this earth 50 years, and I've seen some shit, and I've spoke to shitty people for a long time. At no time, and I'm going to reverse this, let's say this guy who's done this to me twice now, at no point, he could come on the fucking YouTube tomorrow and pull up in a brand new Porsche Carrera, my favourite car of all time. I'd love one. And he said he's been given that for free. What I can't get my head round, at no point at all, for a single split second, would I actually fucking say to myself, bastard, I'm going to get him in trouble, I'm going to phone this, I'm going to tweet this, he doesn't deserve that, he's got it for free, what a wanker, I'm going to report him. At what fucking point does he feel the need to do that? Because I'm a human being that would never, and I have hated some people and I've got in serious trouble before in my life, I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy. Because I've been brought up by my family with a big premise in this, and my dad always told me this. It's not your business. It's got nothing to do with you. So why are you fucking doing it? Do you know what I mean? I'd like to sit and tell him. Talking of cars. Yeah, I mean, depression as well. I mean, do you know what makes me laugh? I mean, and I said this to myself, the guy who's done it to me is actually like, if you looked at it on an analogy, is actually attacked a 51-year-old person from depression that's on disability. So he's actually attacking a disabled 51-year-old man. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to analyse it in that box, but I never would, but it's there if you want to analyse it like this. You know what I mean? You know, so... But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying I've finished podcasting for good. I mean, I'll probably be a fucking loss tomorrow. I'm not going to lie, obviously. But when you get people like that, I just can't get my head around it. I never have done. We've all had a rant. We've all had a moan. Look, half you in here fucking not agreed with half the shit I say. But one thing you can't disagree with me. I'm passionate. I believe in what I say. I enjoy what I do. I never mean to hurt anybody. I never call anybody. I never attack anybody. And I do it for passion. And I can't get my head around why people would try and attack somebody for it. Because me, as from the shittiest background I've had, I would never do that. I would honestly, like I've just touched on, it would never enter my head to see somebody get... You know, if somebody gets free items to me, I'd actually be the first person to say, fucking banging, mate. I'm really pleased for you. I'll give you an example. Ricky was the first person I told about this AO connection. Do you know what he said? I'll tell you what he said. The words that came out of Ricky's mouth. Do you want me to tell you what he said? He said, mate, I'm really pleased for you. You've been doing this 10 years and you've finally got a bit of a good reward for it and you deserve it. That's what he said. I was quite touched by it. David, Ricky's got it, mate. I sold it Rickster for a very, very cheap price, by the way. Yeah, I have got more lovers than haters. I do agree with that. But you've got to just give me time to just fucking, you know. I've thought of doing some crazy shit this week. I'm not going to lie either. Seriously. And I think if I were back in my 20s, I'd have probably done some really silly stuff. And I'm not going to lie. So, yeah. I think I'm just too old and fucking wise now. It is, mate, and that's my point. I would just like to meet this guy and sit down and even buy him a fucking beer and say, drink this, and I just please explain to me why have you done these things to try and get me into trouble? Because I can't understand why. Because my life is 200 miles away from yours. You live up there in the north fucking east, and I'm down here. What have I ever done to you? Do you know if I'd been on the podcast every week and called him a pig to a dog and all his family and whatever, he'd probably have a bit of justification to have a bang back at me. But I'm actually talking about fucking video games and reviewing stuff that I enjoy doing. And he's gone out of his way to try and get me into trouble. If you know, I do know his address. I know exactly where he lives. Exactly. Yeah. about 3 or 4 people on that night when I had my fucking giant meltdown tracked him down. And somebody knew before anyway, because I'd had messages from people before. So yeah, I know who he is. I know exactly where he lives. So don't worry. It's logged. I'm a 50-year-old gamer that is not very good, still love games, and when I found you guys a couple of years ago, it gave me a new lease of life. Stephen, I've had so many messages in the last months, like from the Rambler show I touched on the other night, you know, suicide and depression, and men are silly fuckers for not standing up and holding up. I cried at Guardians again today, second time this week. I don't fucking mind admitting it, I'm a soft twat. You know, fucking speak it, and I'll say 1,000,000 times, guys, if anybody is depressed, do not sit in your room and stew on it. Go to the doctors and fucking tell them. And tell them why. And tell them you need help. You're not big butch fucking man. I'm the bollocks at work, and look at me, Mr. Big Bollocks. Telling you. Tell him. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, Jason, look, I said this, and this is why I said this at the beginning. You've all heard my depression. I've always been honest about it, and I've always, my suicide thing and everything over the years, I've told you. And I've said, and this is very, very, very fucking true, especially in the condition that I'm in now. I'm in this flat alone. I very rarely go out. The 2 times I've been out this week, Saturday and last Friday, they are the only 2 times I've been out this year. So just analyse that if you want. And I want you to just realise, because when I tell Ricky this, he can't believe it. I think he's a bit shocked. I'm in a 24 foot by 8 foot room, and that's only the 2nd time I've been out. So just pan that down. Oh mate, it got FaceTime, but I tell you what the good thing, David, about the FaceTime, I went with my daughter and a boyfriend, and I said to him, because again I'm the nice guy, I said, look guys, thanks for taking me. If you want to go and sit separate on your own, go on. I don't mind sitting on my own, honestly. So I actually, oh, you're the guy, was it? So try not to drop names, Mr. Freeze, but you're the guy with the information. I'd like you to email me later, again, because I lost your email. Yeah. Yeah, people posted pictures of him on Twitter as well, so it is what it is. But I'm not going to lower myself to that, because like I say, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have even come on here and said anything. I'd have just gone and done something about it. I know I would. And I probably wouldn't have been podcasting. But, yeah. I was talking about a good fun story today. Oh, yeah, about the crying malarkey. So I said to my daughter, because I'm the nice guy, go and sit on your own, guys. You don't want your silly old fucking 40 dad sat next to you. So when the film, and I'm not going to spoil the film, but at the end, it gets quite emotional. I was fucking tears down my face and everything. And all I could say was thank fucking God that there was loads of fucking, like, trailers and credits. And I'm not going to mention names, Hennig. I'd appreciate if you didn't put names in, mate. I don't name anybody. Never have done. Not doing it. But, so, fast forward to this story. I do the Rams lottery, as you were saying, and on the way to Derby today with my brother, when you drive to Derby, you drive past the Derbyshire County Cricket Ground from our end. You drive down Derbyshire County Cricket Ground on the left. I've played on there many years ago when I was about 16. So, on the left, but on the right, me and my brother's always done this for years. We always have a chuckle. On the right is the Aston Martin garage, and it's beautiful. So as we're driving past it today, my brother's going on a cruise in a few weeks, a jammy twat and all. As we drove past it, I said to him, I says, listen, I says, I do the Rams lottery and it's 8 million tonight. I says, if my ticket comes up tonight, I will take you to this garage Monday morning and you can have your pick. And he's like, look, he says, would you? I says, yeah, why not? And you know what he said? Get ready for this, because it made me chuckle. And he says, I've got work on Monday. And I went, so your brother's going to give you the keys to any Aston Martin on that forecourt and you're pissing and moaning about going to work on Monday? I says, fuck it, I'll keep it. It's crazy. And did I tell you guys I found a absolutely cracking holiday price yesterday? My brother's going on a cruise to the Med with his wife. They do a lot of holidays now. They're nearly semi-retired, actually, because he's a bit older than me. And they're going around the Med and Barcelona. And I actually found a very similar cruise last night on the internet. Because I keep telling you guys I'd love to get away. It'll never happen. I know it won't. It's just pipe dreams. But I was looking. I was looking, and I got a pop-up, and on September the 17th this year, there's a 9-day cruise to the Med, 2-night stay in Barcelona, then round to Malta and Italy and all that, and you finish in Malta and then you fly home. Includes flights, cruise, in a cabin, drinks voucher, food, the lot. Do you know how much it was? £399. And I said to my brother this afternoon, I says, do you know what? I said, I actually nearly pulled the trigger on there. I says, but what does it for me? I've no passport, so it's another 80 quid on top. So, I don't know. It'll never happen. I know a few people know him. Worrying thing, he's a role model for other man's kids. Oh dear. Let's drop it down, Mr. Freeze, in the chat. Everybody's well known who he is. I think it was put on Facebook and everything, so maybe he's learnt his lesson, who knows. If you get a toasty maker for review from AO, just saying. I've got another item coming this week from AO, but I'm not putting it on my channel anyway. It's not happening. Not fucking happening. I'll stick it. You see, that's another thing. I wanted to share this stuff with you guys, and I really thought that day with the telly, I thought all you guys with your gamers, a really nice review. Yes, you're doing it for AO, and you've got to do it like for them, but you guys would have seen the telly. You'd have heard me talk about its things and stuff, and I was really pleased. I was so happy that morning. But do you know what? And then it all got destroyed by that dick. Darksiders 3, I saw that news in my inbox yesterday, and not yesterday, in midweek. I think I have finished the first 2 Darksiders, or did I finish the first and not get on with the second? I can't remember. No, I didn't. Yes, you're right. I played the demo of Darksiders 2, because it went into that restaurant. My old brain's still working. Like, it was... You went in a dark restaurant, I think, and all you think. Darksiders is the one where you've got that black fucking arm, into it, and shit. Do you think they'll send a freezer for review? How on earth would you be able to even test that for review? Jason, I'll tell you what items. When they sent my email, and I'd been accepted, you got a list of 7 items. Click one of these. That's why they do it, mate. Let me put something to you about AO and this system that they do. It's the brand new products, the latest products, because people want, like you guys, want to buy products. What's the first thing you guys, and me included, if you're going to spend a lot of money on an item, what's the first thing you want to do? What do you fucking spend time doing? You actually look at reviews. Now, let me tell you, when I got this telly last Friday, there wasn't a single review on this telly, because it was new. That's why AO do it. They send you new products and you review them honestly. And you are allowed to say that they're shit, but you still get to keep it. Do you know what I mean? Now, the items in the list, because I made Ricky laugh with this, I got accepted, I got an email, right? I've not eaten today. Craig, I've not had anything. No, I've not had anything, I know I haven't. I've remembered, because I had my popcorn. Yeah, I've not had anything today. So the list came on, okay? And you get a nice email and it says, thank you, have been accepted, la-di-da. Please click the items below and pick an item. The first click I clicked, you can imagine my excitement, and Ricky will vouch for this. I clicked the item and this came up, this TV. Can you imagine my face? And I actually said to Ricky at the time, I clicked it 4 times. I closed the browser and clicked it 4 times, thinking it was a mistake. Now, the funny story to that, obviously when I saw it, I thought, oh, I was actually nervous writing the email. I didn't click the other things. Because obviously, like you guys, you'd look at that and think, shit. So I wrote instantly back and said, thank you for accepting me for review. If it's okay, I'd like the first item on the list. And then, 5 minutes later, thank you. You've been accepted. We will sort that out. And they sent it within 24 hours. This thing happened, space of 3 days. From me waking up from doing the podcast on Sunday, Monday morning, I got the email. That was it. Boom. 3 days later, I had that. When it was on its way, it suddenly dawned on me, shit, what was in the fucking thing? And I went back to the email and clicked it. Now, the other items in the list were as follows. The second item was LG's new model 55-inch TV, so the next model down. And then the other 4 items was a brand new washer-dryer, dishwasher, a speaker, and there was one other item, and a Dyson, brand new, Dyson's latest upright mini Hoover thing. That fucker, to be honest, I could do with, because I ain't got a fucking Hoover in this place. Or I have, but I may as well get on my hands and knees and start licking the carpet. Thank you, Stephen. And that's how it worked. And if you want to know, you're allowed one every 6 months. And that's how it works. So in 6 months' time, I've been allowed a bonus item. You see, the washer dryer, if you don't know, guys, for me, this is another sad thing living on my own. I have got a washer. It's one from my married home. But I've nowhere to dry clothes. I have nowhere to dry clothes at all. Because I live in an upstairs flat. We've got no garden. We've got no facilities to dry clothes. So all my clothes drying, even in the summer, has to be done on the radiators, which is shit. So in a real decent way, washer dryer probably would have been a fucking great thing to do. You know what I mean? Very true, Mr. Freeze. Very true. More times than you'll care to mention. Yeah, mate. That's a good idea. But like, same as Ricky said, when you... this is what I meant about being so happy about it. You know, it's a great little thing to do. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I think I do okay at it. By the way, I just want to tell you something, and I do like this, and this is the God's honest truth. You know, every unboxing on my channel, every one, including this, one take. One take. I have never had to do more than one take on any unboxing, ever. Every single video on my channel is one take, because I always try and do it that way. And I've never failed yet, touch wood. So yeah, everything's in one go. I must admit, looking back at the AO one, and I think I said this to a mate on Twitter that week, I actually was very nervous. And I think if you actually listen to the TV review, for the first 30 odd seconds, I just come naturally, you know that. I talk on the podcast, I do the unboxings, it's just natural shit, it's me. You can tell it's me. But I was actually very nervous. Really nervous. And I think if you listen to the first 30 odd seconds, it comes across. And I actually very nearly re-recorded it, because I thought the beginning was a bit nervous. And I also I think a couple of people give me some constructive advice as well in an email. Some fans of the show, and it was really nice as well. And I always like feedback. Obviously, when you're doing this kind of thing, feedback's a great thing. And positive feedback's a great thing. Or negative, but not in a bad way. I've always said that, guys. You know that. Negative feedback's always welcome, because what happens is you get to learn. That's what I've done over the years with the unboxings. You learn. I don't want some idiot coming on and calling me a bellend or a prick and you shit at what you do, but I'd rather somebody come and say, one person made a good point. But I kind of covered it in a way, but he made a good point in an email who said, great video, but as a person looking at it, I would have liked to have seen you show the connections. However, at the time of reviewing, it's on my fucking wall. And if you listen to the video, I made a purpose of mentioning all the connections, so I kind of covered it anyway. But I would have liked it a bit more polished, and I was very nervous at the beginning, so. But like I said, I was really excited about doing it. And who knows, like you say, it could open an avenue to start reviewing stuff for other people. If I'm being honest, and it's kind of what I did when I started podcasting. I had a dream like most guys that start podcasting. You know, I wanted, oh, I'd like to work for GameSpot. I'd like GameSpot or Giant Bomb or IGN UK to say, we've listened to your podcast. Would you like to come and work for us? That would have been a fucking dream. That would have been like a next natural step. I would love to have a channel like fucking Unbox Therapy, but UK version. And let me just get one thing straight, because I know some people might be thinking that out there. I don't mean to get free shit. I mean because I like doing it. I really do like doing it. So yeah. To be honest, Michael, it would have been nice if a brand new MacBook Pro would have been in that list. If I'm being really truthful. Oh, cheers, Mr. Freeze. I mean, like you say, I'm learning you learn all the time, you see. Hi, Toz, Ricky, and Hayden still doing a podcast. Read something on the group today. Steve and Hayden are recording a normal Cranky Gamers tomorrow. But me and Ricky are out for now. Tozzy, we know your negative thoughts just recently is just one thing you need, a nice tasty blonde. Mate, shall I get down to... I have not had anywhere near a woman for about 2.5 years, and yes, I'm going up the wall. That would be a good review, wouldn't it? Porn stars. What about prostitutes? Like posh prostitutes. We'd like to review these, Mr. Tilson. Which one would you like? But yeah, a woman, I'm not... Let's go down that avenue very quickly, and I'm not going to get vulgar. You know what kind of shit I had with my split and my marriage and stuff when I was in a bad, dark place. And to be honest, I wouldn't have had a woman if the one knocked on the door. But I've said to Ricky, because he keeps saying, oh yeah, you'll get somebody. And I say very, very often I won't, because I don't socialise. I am not in any place whatsoever to meet anybody. However, my way of thinking now has changed. And I've got to try and pull myself out this thinking, because that's where I'm trying to... That's taking me down a deeper hole again for depression. I was steering around that part of it because I weren't bothered about a woman because of my bad history and that what had happened, and I seriously weren't bothered. But now, obviously, being a male human being living on my own, I'm starting to think it would be nice for a partner. But it's never going to happen. Unless one knocks on my door. You know, unless anybody can knock on the door and say, would you like to come out for a drink? Yeah, okay. She has nice horse, but her breath stank. 8 out of 10, good value for money. Banging. Women are only good for one thing. Oh, come on, guys, don't lower the tone. Steve King, we've got Stephen King in the room. That reminds me, I didn't buy fucking Dark Zone yesterday, which I want to. Don't forget, guys, don't forget to click the like on this video. Like I said the other night, if I keep seeing likes on the videos and positive stuff, I'll keep doing these, because we're rising every night again, so I don't know what I'll do. I will say, good David. I will say I've had a lot of people say that I could do radio and stuff by my novels. Mate, if you would have been the real Stephen King, I have got everything. I have every novel. It's the only thing I read. But yeah, I'd like to have done radio. I mean, getting old now, obviously. Yeah, I'll try and do these streams a bit earlier, guys, to be honest. What did everyone make of the Dark Tower trailer? I have never read a Dark Tower book, and I know that everybody's going to go, oh my fucking god, you must read it. When it was secret under his pseudonym and nobody knew it, I never got... Then it all come out, didn't bother me. When I heard it was fantasy, I wasn't into fantasy shit and all that. But loads of people keep saying you must read them if you're a Stephen King fan, because they're really good. And there's a Mooney? And a movie coming out, as you know. Do a community radio station, Toz. Internet's all you need. Well, David, my only two authors that I do read are Stephen King and Dean Koontz. And I must admit, when I finally got off Stephen King and tried somebody new, it was Dean Koontz. And I must admit, first 4 or 5 novels I read of him are fucking fantastic. I've not read a Dean Koontz book in a long time. Might get one on the old Audible, actually, because I've got a couple of credits. I wonder if they've got any on Audible. Yeah, I might do that. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. My heating on is in here, and I'll bet you I'll be 3 fucking stone by the end of today. Not a big James Herbert fan, gotta say. Heard the Dark Tower universe is meant to be connected to it somehow. Really? Everybody that's wrote to me, and there's a good 40, 50 people when I mention books on the show, have said, don't be frightened to try Dark Tower. And if I'm honest, I've got 2 credits on Audible. I might go and see if Dark Tower 1's on there, and a Dean Koontz book. Although I've got fucking crap loads of books to read on there. To be honest, I've laid off the Echo reading books. I've been gaming too much lately. So I want to enjoy my... You know what? I'm going to commit the cardinal sin here, guys, and I can't be bothered. But I'm going to drop a bit of Jim Beam into this glass that had some water in it. That, guys, highly recommend it. I nearly dropped the fucking thing then. The new Jim Beam Double Oak. Twice barreled, as sexy Mila told us, with her sexy buggy eyes. She could sell me anything. Even though she's skinny. But I'm going to drop it in this cup, because I can't be arsed getting up. I wonder what would happen. Seriously, what do you think? This is nearly full to the neck. Do you know if you got this and drank it down in one, do you think it'd kill you? Wouldn't do you no good, would it? Should spend one of the credits on a Bible and get rid of that ghost in your flat. By the way, David, let me tell you, mate, I'm a JD fan. 100,000,000%. You know that, JD. This fucker gives it a run for its money. Seriously. Not normal Jim Beam, but Jim Beam Double Oak. By the way, guys... Yeah, I'll try and get on earlier, Lance. I might go on tomorrow night, actually. I'll see what I'm doing with my fish tank. But the thing is, the other night when I was saying I could hear fucking voices, remember the stream, because I bet some of you's in here. I saw that video. Some silly fucker got a JD. I'm surprised it didn't kill him. So I finished the stream, and I kept saying, didn't I can fucking hear something, I can bastard hear something, thought I was losing my shit. On my iPad, when I turned everything off, in the bottom corner, you know sometimes when you drop a video down and it drops into the small box in the corner, I'd been watching BT fucking Sport earlier in the night, football, been watching European match, and BT was running in the fucking background, so I wasn't losing my marbles, it was the fucking iPad. So yeah, I'm not quite there yet, guys. I'm fucking close, but I'm not there yet. My daughter passed her theory driving test the other week, so we're going to have another lunatic on the road soon. That was a bit of a big measure. Yeah, this is a nice drink. Even if you're a Jack D fan, guys, give it a... If you're in a pub, just ask for a drink of this. And just on its own as well, it's really nice. Really nice. Let me show you this. You're not going to be interested in this, and you probably can't fucking see it either. This is my heater for my fish tank, and this is the fucking bollocks. Things have changed since I was doing fish... Right, all that's the fucking plug. Can you see it against my t-shirt and my face? Plug, wires, the lot. And that is the fucking heater. Look at it. It's all encased and all. It's sealed. Completely sealed. I like that. And that fits in this tank. It's made for this tank, made by the same company. I've got to say, Michael, like I say, big JD fan, I didn't like the honey of either Jack Daniels or Jim Beam. The ex-wife bought me some for Christmas. We drank it, but it was a bit... meh. Didn't quite care for it. But I will say, try this Jim Beam if you get a chance, boys. It's a beautiful drink. The Double Oak. Oh, this fucker's never going to go in this box, is it? Fuck me. I'll tell you something. Did any of you guys ever try that Jack Daniels in that white bottle that came out at Christmas? I can't remember what, because they bought me one of them as well, all the kids did. Like a spicy thing. JD fucking Christmas spice or something. That was a weird fucking drink. That bastard's never gone in either. Honey's very good for you, do you know that? And do you know what honey's famous for? And I'm probably going to tell you all that something you already know. Wouldn't want that Jim Beam Fire one I like, Red Label. Never tried that either, somebody's told me that. Yeah, honey, it's the only thing that can never spoil. Only food in the world that can never go off. Did you know that? I'm a fucking font of knowledge tonight. And there's 43 people in the fucking room. What do you find interesting, me yakking? Oh, just smell this. Oh, I might, when I stream this week, by the way, I might actually play some games. I don't know if you lot get bored of just me sitting here talking and want me to play games. How many of you went and played the letter game the other night that I streamed? Wasn't that a fucking good game? Seriously. That has to go down. Would have spoke about it on the show actually. That has to go down on to be probably one of the best Plus games ever. Why does bottled water have an expiry date? Very fucking true. And I'll tell you why it has an expiry date. Because I found something out yesterday that why my expensive coffee maker, I've not made it. And this is a very fucking dangerous thing. And I'd done this before. And I was going to have a coffee yesterday because I bought a brand new packet of coffee powder. Not powder, fucking granules. And I got the water thing, and there was only a bit of water, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a rinse out. And you click it, and it comes off. And you click it, and I went to put it under the sink, and all inside my fucking water thing was dark green mould on the bottom. And it had literally not been used for about 2 weeks. Water, stagnant water, is a fucking nasty thing to look at. All your coffee makers that you do, if you don't use them very often, just run it. Because it's very fucking dangerous, by the way. It can make you very ill. Edith Finch, love that game. That was weird. The ending of that, Martin, by the way, is brilliant. Just a cracking weird ending. I like shit like that. I think somebody's lending me, I don't know if he's in the room. He normally listens to my stream and he usually talks. I bet he's sat in the background quiet. But I think he's very kindly sending me Little Nightmares this week so I can put that on the stream and have a go, and I will play that for you. I'm still waiting for the review code of the European fishing. I can't wait to have a go at that. That looks really cool. I'll have a sip of this, shall I now? Oh, fucking hell, that's gone straight to my nose. Oh, that is nice though, boys. I think why I like, because I don't drink, I'm not a drinker. I know that might sound fucking stupid, but I'm not. I stopped drinking alcohol many, many, many years ago. But just having, and I like having it when I get a bottle, and I don't do it very often. My daughter bought me that as a treat. I like having one before bed because it's really nice before you go to bed. I used to be a big fisherman. My dad was. I'll tell you a fucking funny story, actually. My dad, rest his soul, was a fucking big fisherman. I think he used it to relax away from the pit. Because every time he used to come home from the pit, he used to just grab his fucking tattle and just pop down. Because we lived, where I said to you guys last year, where my married home was overlooking a beautiful countryside and water. Well, the water is known as what in our area called Butley Reservoir, and it's a famous fishing place for our area. And it was literally a walk over a couple of fields, out the back door, off you fucking pop. So my dad coming home from a hard graft under the fucking ground, literally just used to grab his tattle out the shed and fuck off down under the thing. Good night, Paul. We'll probably speak when Forrest get hammered tomorrow, mate. So I used to go fishing, and my dad got me. I was never into fishing. From being about 6 to about 19 when I had a first serious injury, football was all I lived for. I wanted to be a footballer. I was that lad who was fucking everything. I want to be a footballer. Lived it, breathed it, every fucking night. Football. Nothing else mattered. So my dad tried to get me into boxing first. I did boxing for 2 years because he was a boxer, semi-professional boxer. He was fucking good and all because he was a lunatic in his day. Came from a very rough area. People used to come from miles around just to fight him in a pub. He got a reputation round the country just as a person in the village of being a fucking nutcase. He was a right hard nut and all. Crazy man. Good though. And he wanted me to go to boxing. And I still today remember, and I wasn't a fighter then, I was a wee fucking 6 stone wet fucking through footballer, about 12. And he took me to this boxing gym. It was a big thing in our day, that era. And I can still smell the smell when we walked in that gym today. It's got a very, very recognisable smell. And I'm not going to lie, I hated the fucking thing. It got me training. First night, the big trainer coming. It was a very big gym as well. They'd got a couple of pro fighters that were on the pro scene at that gym. And it kind of, because as I've said on the show before, live events are a fucking amazing thing. You could go to a ballet if you want, and I'm telling you, you would actually find it interesting. It's a live event that you never see. So I'm watching this boxing. My dad wanted me to go training. I fucking hated it. Really did. The smell, I thought, Christ. He'd got me going there. And I'm not going to lie, I could see in him, it was probably the most, because we weren't a very close emotional family, never have been. Hard fucking nuts, that's it. None of this cuddly shit. But I could see that when because I actually picked up, because I could fight, obviously being filled out, got big, and the trainer used to see me, and they actually spotted and said to my dad, he could make a good fighter. And when I heard that, and what turned it, my dad, I could really see something I'd never seen in my dad ever, from that moment to the day he died. When he saw me just kind of start enjoying it a bit, and I did, not going to lie, it was good. And when I got a bit handy at it, I used to fucking like it, and I getting in the ring's a crazy fucking ass thing. The weirdest feeling you'll ever do. Shit scared, but excited. And unless you've experienced shit scared and excited at the same time, it's one of the weirdest feelings you'll ever have, and I never had it to this day since. But the thing, I could see it in my dad. The way he looked at me, the way he talked to me, from that moment on was completely different. But as quickly as I got into it, I did it for about 18 months, 2 years. As quickly as I got into it, the faster I just football again, it just took my life over. I just loved it. But yeah, going back to the fishing story, I'm like Billy Connolly, fucking let's go round Billy Connolly style. So fishing, my dad used to pop round, and again I used to have a walk down with him when I didn't want to play football the odd time, and I walked down and I used to sit, and I kind of it was really fucking peaceful, you know, and it is. Anybody who's not fished, I'm telling you now, if you lead a stressful life and you've got your family going mental all the time, and you're sat at home pulling your fucking hair out and could kill people, go and take up fishing, seriously. And it's not fucking hard. Go into a fishing tattle shop, tell them you want to start fishing to the basics. They'll sell you some shit, probably cost you about 100 quid basic. Get a load of shit, pop off down to your local fucking reservoir and fish. It seriously is one of the most tranquil things you'll ever do on a lovely night. When I was younger, my dad was started teaching me how to fish because I sat with him, weren't bothered about it. I went there because it was quiet, it was water, it was different, it was nice. So I was watching him and he was catching these fucking fish and it was brilliant. Some big fucking tench and perch and bream, and I thought, whoa, this is mad. Mad as fuck. Mate, I probably won't fucking catch note in that tank with one fish in it. So he teaches me to fish. My first ever, and I think I was about, ever so young, about 11, 12, I think, when I first had a cast with a rod. Tell you two stories, actually. Fucking hell, one of them. Oh my God, I can remember it to this day. It's giving me goosebumps now. So the very first time I had a go at it, I actually got that excited. I yanked that hard on my fish and it pulled the fucking fish's head off. Little tiny roach thing it was. My dad says, strike. Obviously, I've not just gone like, I've literally gone fucking whoosh, and there's a fucking fish head dangling on the end of my thing, but that was that. Enjoyed it. About 2 or 3 years later, my dad's like got the top bollocks equipment, and any fisherman among, I'm going to try and remember the name now. Was it called an Abu reel? I think it was called an Abu. Basic fisher reels with your cocking arm thing, and then your normal basic fishing reel with the line, and you click it, and away you fucking go. This brand new Abu, was it Abu or Abzu? I think it was Abu. And it was the latest piece of fucking kit for fishing in fishing magazines. And it was like, fucking, it was like us buying a new piece of tech for the day. My dad used to have Fisherman's World and all these things. And in the back of the book, the new Abu. And what made it different, every fishing reel that you'd seen to that date was open. It had got a handle, it had got a, you know, you put your line on and you sput, it was all open. This Abu was this fucking gorgeous looking piece of tech where it was sealed. It had got like a metal dome and everything was sealed. And just a line poked out the top, and apparently it was all this new fandangle bollocks where it was better for speed, better for casting, because it was all this top bollocks. So one day, bollocking, my dad bought, I think, I'm not, no way to lie, I think he paid about 200 quid. Are they still going? Or are you just, is that some you're making up? But Abu was, I'm sure it was that anyway. By the way, he bought this reel, he'd had it about 6 months to a year. It cost a fucking fortune. Proper fortune. Twatty, now about 14, 15. My dad's at work. I'm thinking, do you know what? Fuck it. Fancy a bit of fishing. Grabs my dad's tattle, fucks off down to the res and starts fishing. Now the res is, there's two sections to the res. There's what's called the Swanwick side, which was in the village of Swanwick where we lived, so the big size. Completely round the Swanwick side, I would say there'd be about 100 pegs, right round it, pretty large. And then in the middle was a bridge, a big stone bridge with a railway on it, and it's now Ripley Railway Museum. Some people might have visited it. Fucking weirdo and train spotters come and visit that, it's quite popular. We'd never understand why, but that's by the by. But the railway runs across it, so you've got Swanwick side, big fuck off stone bridge, other side, Butley side, which is Butley. Okay? So, one of the best pegs I used to like, I never used to like the pegs round the res on either side, but I like the bridge. Because if you scrambled down the fucking bridge, you could stand on a platform, and it was a real good thing, because the fish used to actually, some of the big fish, the tench, used to hide under the bridge, because it was dark and deep. So I like to fish on the corner, but to get to it, you had to get over a fence and come down the fucking thing. So and I remember this to this day. Fucking hell, what a story. So I finished, bored to fuck, been an hour, time to go home. Packed all the shit up, got the rod bag, reels on it, because I forgot to take the reel off and put it in its box, in his fishing box. So I literally got the fishing rod, the reel's still on it, and I put it in its fucking old all. Fastened the top, big green, I can still see the colour today. Green old all, fastened the tag, so I've got the fucking rod under my arm and I've got the box on my shoulder, and I'm plonking up the fucking bridge to get to the top. So as I'm getting up to the fucking top, I slip, hangs on to the fucking box, hangs on with my other arm, but silly twat lets go of the fucking old all with the rod in, didn't I? And I turns round and the rod just fucking slides all the way down to the bottom, hits the bottom and went dink and went splosh into the water. Fucking hell. I didn't know whether to fly down. I've got this tattle box on my fucking back that weighs a ton. I was about 3 foot off the top. Do I run up to the top, drop the box, then fuck off down and try and get this? By the time I'd done whatever I was doing, this fucking rod with the Abu reel is about fucking 50 feet floated out into the middle. Not a fucking chance. I probably have never felt so ill in my life as that moment of staring at that rod. My dad, and he wasn't violent, we came from this thing. In our day, you got a fucking good hiding. Never did me any harm, brought me up to be a bit hard, a bit strong. Always said it. Kids today don't know they're fucking born, as we always say. You did something wrong, you got fucking thrashed. And I mean thrashed. So I'm stood on this bridge looking at this fucking rod about 50 feet out. I've got tears running down my face. Just literally no fucking clue what to do. Tears because I'm crying. No noise. I know that I'm going to get murdered. I'm just fucking scared to death. Two blokes further down see me there and they come over and say, "Are you alright, son?" I says, "My dad's rod's down there." And he says, "Oh my God." He says, "Is it?" I says, "I'm telling you." I says, "There's a reel on that rod." I says, "It's 200 quid. I says, "I am going to get fucking me." He says, don't worry. These two blokes got the rods out and they're fucking flirting to try and drag it in. And I'm thinking, because it's a cloth hold all, they haven't got very fucking long, because it's going to sink, and if it sinks, I may as well not fucking go home. I might as well go. Disappeared. And I'm nowhere near it, and it was, I could see it filling up and getting wet, and it was, and I was physically, I thought I was actually going to pass out. These blokes, one's going, one's getting other, one's flirting, one's getting his pike fucking spinner on it, because it's got a bigger hook and a bigger spinner on it. He's wanging that on his rod, they're fucking going for it, and I'm not joking. I think it had just started going under, and the bloke with the pike spinner just flirted it and fucking hooked it on corner and brought it in. I think I sat down, and I didn't move for about an hour. Felt physically ill. Honestly, I had one of the most scariest times ever. But yeah, I used to get thrashed by my dad. Oh, fuck. God, did he used to give me some good hidings. Never forget once. And I'll tell you what it was. And I don't know if fucking our family were any different, but there's 3 of us, kids. And there's 8 years between us all. Sister, me in the middle, brother. Me in the fucking middle, bollocky, always used to get it. Because my brother was too old to get thrashed, because he was getting older. My sister was too fucking young. So bollock face here, fuck it, you'll do. One frightening moment, and one of the greatest things we still laugh about today, me and my brother often bring this up and have a smile about my dad and stuff, and we laugh. And anybody who's had a dad who's either worked down the pit or done something, they used to be on 3 shifts, mornings, afternoons and nights. Now, that weird nights used to strike fear into all young kids in our area. When your dad had worked nights, he'd come home. Now, bearing in mind, he's down the pit from fucking 10 o'clock at night right through till fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, in the depths of hell. So he's come home. He literally comes home, has a bite to eat, fucks off to bed. Now, you've got to think he's in bed throughout the day. So the big joke of we've had all our lives, if you heard the floorboard go, fucking go. And I'll tell you now, and I'm not joking when I say this, more than one occasion, and I'm talking at least 4 or 5. If you'd have been in my village, you'd have seen some young, sprightly fucking 12, 13-year-old lad running down the fucking street with no shoes on. That'd be me. Because we'd made a noise in the house while my dad was on nights. And you'd heard the floorboard go. And the floorboard was him getting up to come and fucking... I think anybody who listened to the Rambler, I told you the story about the puppies, didn't I? But I won't put it on here. If it's on a Rambler somewhere. That was a night's episode. Because you get so fucking highly strung working down the pit, and it's just, you need your sleep. And as kids, obviously summer holidays, kids are kids, aren't they? 12, 13, fucking 14-year-old kids are just noisy. As soon as you're at floorboard, whoosh, gone. Out the fucking door, faster than your legs could carry you. Yeah, many a time I've been down the street in my fucking shoes and socks. I mean, just socks, sorry. Bare feet. They were the days. Don't know you're born. Had some crazy stories in our village. Originally from Swanwick, which is a small village where I've lived most of my life. I'm born and bred there, down at the bottom, and I lived in Swanwick till I was 16. Got my own flat in Swanwick when I was 16. That was great. And then basically lived around the area for quite some time. When I was about 5 or 6, 7-ish, young lad, on the top of our village, it's totally changed nowadays, but on the top there used to be an abattoir. And my brother, one of his first ever jobs was working at the abattoir, which obviously you must know what one of it's where they used to slaughter animals for food. It's where they basically did it. And it was called the FMC, Farmers Meat Corporation, I think it was called. And it was a full-blown, full-on abattoir. They killed animals for food. And I'll tell you now, right, I have done 2 things in my village that always ring true. I've woke up on a school day morning, rubbing my fucking eyes, you know, curtains open, got up, because my bed used to lean against the window. So the first thing I did, rise out of bed because your mum had shouted you for school, fucking get up, rub my eyes, open the curtains. I've opened the fucking curtains, and in the front garden there's 3 sheep eating the fucking lawn. And they've escaped from the abattoir. One of the most famous things that ever happened in our village, my dad, Jew, go and fetch some milk, chucks me a fucking 50p, off I pops. Now our street was a cul-de-sac. On the top The FMC thing was like on the top of the village here, that then there was a pub across the road. Then the village road came down, and it came down a hill into the main village. Our street was here, offshoot, here. Then there was a next street, and that's where my ex-wife lived, when I've always said we lived on the next street. So this street was here, on the top of the hill. The hill continued down into the village, then the next street, and then it just carried on all the way down. I'm going to the shops, so you've come out. Now, the shops are where it's the top of the town, our street, ex-wife's street. At the bottom, a row of shops, local village shops, about 5 there were. It used to be a chip shop and everything. So I've come pottling out my fucking street, just whistling away, going to fetch a bottle of milk. As I've just gone round the corner, I could hear a weird fucking noise that I've like... It was one of them moments when you've heard a noise that is totally alien. Like, what the fuck is that? And it was like a... It was like a deep, deep thud. Like, really deep. And I just like, what's that? And it, like, got louder. And then it got faster. It was first I could hear this dum, dum. And then I could hear dum, 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 dum. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Turns round. The biggest fucking bull I had ever seen in my life is running down the middle of the street, about 20 yards from me, about to be killed in the fucking thing. That's when the animals escaped. They were frightened. This bull was the size of a fucking transit van. It's literally 10 yards behind me. I'd got a split second to think, run to the fucking shop or turn round and go back up the street. Now, if I turn round, I'd have been heading towards the bull as it's coming down. I didn't know whether to have a shit shave or a haircut. Panicking like fuck. This bull is really fucking moving now. There's about 5 blokes running behind it in green Wellingtons. It's like a comedy fucking show. This thing is the biggest thing I have ever fucking seen. Took my choice. I'm legging it to the shop. Young lad, 14, I was a bit sharpish. Pegs it like fuck. Belts into the shop. And this bull is literally fucking yards behind me. So I'm fucking belts into the local shop, bursts in, and even the shopkeeper says, whoa, whoa, Jew, what's that? I says, oh my God, look out here. And as we all look in, they fucking barns past the window, this bull, with these blokes running after it. Then there's a cop car after it. Good night, Tel. Thanks for joining in. Cop car, 5 people, just down the end of the road. They end up shooting the poor fucking thing. It was, oh my God, honestly. And I'll tell you something that was a bit awful. Because you live so close to this abattoir, and it's just country life, guys. I mean, look, you're going to be probably eating some fucking sausages tomorrow and some beef. It is what it is. Somebody's got to kill the fucking things. My brother used to tell me some horrendous stories, and I'll never forget as well. He once bought a fucking cow's eye home and put it in the fridge on a fucking saucer to wind me up and never tell me. And just left it in the middle of a saucer and said, can you go and get me milk out of the fridge? And I've opened the fridge and this fucking car's out. I nearly shit myself. But the worst thing about living so close to the abattoir, and it really was close, you used to hear the pigs squealing. If you've ever heard, and my brother's told me this story many times, pigs are very clever animals. Very, very clever animals. And we used to talk about killing the things. Because he used to work on the abattoir floor. And he actually used to work in the part where the animals get shipped in. I won't get into gruesome detail. Used to get shipped in and out of the pen, into the end. They get locked in by you pull a lever, it locks them in. And the things they used to use, there used to be 2 things. One would be a big giant a big bolt, about like that fucker, that loads into a hydraulic gun press. And they literally just used to ship these in and just literally just go bang, and they just drop. And then they chained up over to the bloodbath, as they used to call it. And then it literally is the chain along to where... And he literally said an animal comes in alive. And he said in literally like 15 minutes, they're on a fucking table getting packed up down the other end. But he said pigs. And they'd be and I don't mean little fucking piglets that like that. I'm talking pigs like the size of a fucking mini. Big sow fucking things. Giant things they were. And my brother used to say, when it was pig day, because obviously they used to swap, like cows, bulls and sheep and all that shit. When it was pig day, every worker hated the fuck out of Pig Day because them pigs knew they were going to be killed. He says the whole atmosphere changed. He says from when you was doing normal stuff, people are just in a normal working environment. Used to not fuck about, but you know it's a relaxed atmosphere because like dozy cars are walking, dozy sheep, like what's going off, bang, off you pop. Pigs, from the minute they get took off the lorry, they know what's happening. And he says everybody was on the toes, there were no fucking about. More accidents in that abattoir was dealt by pigs. They were lethal. He once told me a story about one pig, and it was like the biggest one they'd ever seen in the abattoir, and he says it wouldn't die. He says he couldn't fucking kill it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kev, I'll change the subject, mate. It is life, mate, we know it is. But he says this particular pig would not fucking die at all. But then they got to more humane things, and then it got closed down because it's got turned into an housing estate now. From going from the bolt, which is a bit brutal, they just then went to electrodes, which was literally like as quick and as I suppose as kind as you could get. Literally looks like a set of calipers, and they just like got two prongs like that, and it literally just come and just went like that, and they were done that, right? A lot more humane apparently, because it was all the bollocks then, weren't it? But yeah, they shut that down. And what they used to do as well, because the drivers used to drive around the country taking the meats to all the places, the guys that worked in the factory, one of the great things they used to do, and they was allowed to do it, the bosses didn't get a bit pissy, when there was a run that was going to go round for about 2-3 hours to the local farms, they used to get a piece of steak, cut a piece of steak off, like a big fucker, wrap it in some foil and drop it between the radiator on the engine. Lorry used to fuck off, go and do its farm run. When it come back, it were lunchtime, they just picked this fucker up, sat down and shared it among them. Used to do that loads apparently. Crazy times we had in our village. Mad. It's a nice place though. I actually miss that time. But it's time when you were kids really, isn't it, I suppose. You know, I often think about it. It used to be good times. You never realise it either. You know the old fucking thing, you like, sound like your old man, don't you? You know, when your old mum, your mum and your dad used to say, you'll not, when you're older, you won't appreciate, and it's fucking true. You don't realise when you're younger, do you? It all skips by in a fucking heartbeat. Saw this German dairy farm where the cows can milk themselves. It's fully automated and waddle into the area to milk. I think, are you taking the piss, Jason? I think I've seen that. It's the like futuristic milking farm, innit? Once got one of my favourite Ireland fucking wanted bacon putty. I am hungry though. I've had no yet. I might have some cereals actually. One of my best friends' dad used to be one of the guys, you know, that drove the milk trucks that go to farms and take the milk marketing board, because that used to be, God, that's going back some years. One of the biggest country's milk marketing board factories used to be right close to where I am right now. And all the farms used to take these lorries round. And I remember, forget one summer holiday, one of my best mates, his dad, it was his job, and he used to take us round. We would only be about, God, how old would it be? About 12, 13. And it was summer holidays when he got fuck all to do mostly. And he used to pick us up at like 4 in the morning, and we used to go and help him round the farms and just pull the leaves. And you felt dead important and dead cool. And it were good. Some fun times when we were kids in our area. Not a lot to do, except play football and sport. There was. It's a nice place. All you city dwellers would probably love it up here, because they class it as countryside. So they do. Right, we're going to get back to some gaming questions for about half hour, and then I'll fuck off and get a drink and something to eat, I think, and catch up on some TV. So any more gaming questions? What you all playing? What you all getting into? That's what I want to know. What's the main game you're playing at the minute? Because there don't seem to be anything. Oh, you Prey's the biggie, innit? Any of you lot deep into Prey? Do you get Kirby and West Milk over in Derby, or is it less? Yeah, there's no Kirby now. Our milk. I mean, obviously now. I mean, I don't look at the. It's all changed. I mean, back in our day, my first ever job actually for about 6 years was a milkman. I was a milkman for 6 years. Went from Doing it as a kid, 14, and then the guy took me on, and then I got YTS. So I was a milkman for about 6, 7 years. I used to love that fucker. Really did. I mean, you used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning without an alarm clock. But you were done for 10. Like 3 o'clock, done for 10. Used to go for a sleep for an hour or two, get up, you got rest of the day. And Fridays was collecting day. Saturdays was the fuck off day. Saturdays was 3 o'clock start, and we didn't finish till about 7 o'clock at night because it was big collecting day. But I used to enjoy milkman job. But like they say, it's one of the most famous sayings now, isn't it? Where have all the milkmen gone? What happened to the milkmen? You expect some like secret fucking magic cave, don't you? Where's the milkmen gone? And they did, they just disappeared. Right, what are you lot playing? Civ 6? Really? Into that still? World of Warships, my go-to game. Not heard of that either, Michael. PC games, I take it, this, my World of Warships. Cravendale cars killed them off. Yeah, mate, that's true. Perk 8, Perk 7, we've got one in the room anyway. Thought we'd get one in at some time. Get back into the Division. It's free this weekend on PS4 too. Yeah, I must admit. It's... I mean, look at this clown. Perk 8, Perk 7, Perk 6. Why waste your time doing such stupid shit? Too much time on your hands, mate, whoever you are. Well done. Give yourself a biscuit. Well done. Let's have number 4 then. Put us out of his misery. What are you going to do when you get to fucking 1? I got into Sims. Fucking, I played Sims for many a moon. I haven't. Sims. Still sells though, that as well, doesn't it? Sims. It comes out every fucking year and sells a right ton. I must admit though, I'm looking forward when this season's is finished. You can go to space in the new one. I'm looking forward to when season... Oh, I've got hiccups now. When Seasons is done on this, then getting back into the proper game. Oh, I don't get fucking hiccups. I've got no water. Let me do my trick. My famous trick that hopefully should work now live on air. And there you are, look. Done. The only proper hiccup fixer in the world. Proven 100% works. Bang. You've just seen it. Wilkes Gaming. Hi, Wilkes. Hi, guys. Just got home from town. I'm too old for this shit, as Danny Glover would say. Too old for going out, mate. Time for your slippers. Feed up. None of that shit now. Too old. Can't be boogieing in with the young uns anymore. I got the Get to Work expansion. You can be a policeman and solve crimes, be a doctor and work in the hospital. Are you still on about Sims, Jason? Do they do crazy shit now in that game? That's mad. But didn't you like my hiccup fix? That's blown your mind, hasn't it? Hiccup fix. Massive suck of breath. Swallow it. Breathe out your nose as far as you can till you're bursting. Do that 3 times. Hiccups has gone. Job done. Every time. I've just created the world's greatest hiccup fix. I should be a millionaire by tomorrow. This should go viral. Alan, yeah, a couple of people are contacting me about this fucking Farpoint. It looks brilliant, but 70 quid for a rifle. I must admit, I bet it's cool. What's your best takeaway, Toz, on what you get? I like Domino's. Domino's I love, but you need a fucking mortgage. I treated myself to a Domino's the other day. When I have Domino's, I love the Meteor. And I try and have a garlic bread, which fucking... I mean, I honestly don't know how they get away with the prices. It is truly a criminal offence. They should be fucking wearing an eye patch and a striped shirt. Terrible. But it's gorgeous. And I'm pissed off that they stopped the hot dog fucking thing through the crust. Used to be my favourite thing. Basic, when I have a takeaway, it's normally Chinese. I think we spoke about this the other night as well. Chinese, just fucking whatever. It's just easy. Jason, Google discount voucher codes knocks about a £5 off my order. Oh, right. I do use the Just Eat app for my takeaways, by the way. I find that fucking brilliant. And a local takeaway here is called... Oh, fucking hell, don't do them just injustice. Anyway, local Chinese takeaway round here. No word of a lie, and I'll fucking prove it one day. On Just Eat, it's the same one that I have. And it's about... The actual takeaway shop is about 2 miles from my house. And I'm not kidding when I tell this. Just Eat. Click my order, usually have a repeat because everybody likes the same shit. Click reorder, click it. I have had my meal at my door in just under 18 minutes. Fucking unbelievable, that place is. Lucky Star, it's called. Yeah, good night, Michael. It is a bit late now, mate, isn't it? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:49 a.m.
It's 10 to fucking 1. What are we doing sat here at 10 to 1 in the morning, guys? There's 30 fuckers. Arsenal going to actually turn up tomorrow. Who are they playing? Don't really matter now, does it? Football. I'm bored of football now. It's like finishing. It's all done. I must admit, my last exciting football is watching Forest get relegated tomorrow. That I will enjoy. I use the Domino's Pizza app. I do that. That's a good app. It's good. The pizza tracker is great. Yeah, definitely. And it's good. I mean, it's really... Is it Arsenal Man U tomorrow? Ooh, that'd be a good game. Hope it's not on the same time as Forest, though. Yeah, I do like Domino's. And I'll tell you what, the money they must turn over must be fucking astronomical. Seriously, crazy money. For me to have, like, the cheapest pizza that I can have cost me about 16 quid the other day. I mean, 16 fucking pound for a pizza. You just want to... That is just... daylight robbery. We've got no Pizza Huts round here that deliver. We've just got Domino's. But I will say Domino's, and you do pay that money for it. But I'm telling you now, it's making me fucking starving now because I've had no to eat today. It is a cracking pizza, but I honestly believe they could knock £10 off that cost. And I actually believe they could knock £10 off it and still make fucking profit. But £16 for a pizza is a joke. It really is. In fact, I had the family mix because if I'm having a Domino's, it will. If I decide to treat myself a Domino's, it usually is because I've seen either an advert because they do all these offers, don't they? Yeah, it's fucking crazy money that is. They do deals, and the best deal the other night that made me have it was a family deal. And for this family deal, you got a lot. Cause I have a lot. You have a large meteor, and then the family deal was 2 7-inch pizzas, which is like ickle baby ones, and a tub of that Magnum ice cream. I'm not a great ice cream lover, although I have fucking ate it. I'm not going to lie to you. But when I order Domino's or when I order other Chinese, I actually put into context of the day after. So what I used to do a lot, my treat for a pizza or like a pizza or a takeaway, I always used to have it on a Saturday because then I'd have half of it and then I'd save it for Sunday when I was recording the podcast. And I'd either eat just before the podcast or when I'd finished, I'd warm it up in the microwave. Alan, Canelo vs Chavez tonight as well, if you're still up about 4. Boxing, is that in? Is that boxing? Oh, I'll tell you what, this fucking heating needs turning off. It's red hot. I'm wide awake because I had a bit of a nod earlier. A couple of hours. Because I was up fucking late last night again. Yakuza. Oh, is that still on offer in the store? I was going to get that. I must admit I nearly bought them. I saw Mafia go up the chat earlier. Get on Google with Domino's voucher codes. Get some good discounts like £10 off if you spend 30 or 25. You'll have to show me. I've not heard of doing that. Where's is the boxing on Sky or is it on Box Office and we've got to crack up the box kind of thing? Where's it on? Because I might stay up for that. Everybody's gone to the Rapture finished. I meant to get what happened. It's a very weird ending. Everything's gone to the Rapture, and I think it's left to your own interpretation. Alright, I'll stick my Cody on, I think. We should have it somewhere. Yeah, I don't pay for not BT Sport. Fucking hell, they're rob dogs, aren't they? It's crazy. Yeah, I've got Sports Mania on Cody. If you haven't got Sports Mania, guys, you need to look that up on Google. Believe me. That's all I'm going to say. Just type Sports Mania on Google. You will not pay for sport ever again. You'll cancel your Sky subscription. They charge you, by the way. It's actually a payable thing. It's something like 15 quid for 6 months. But I'm telling you now, it's like having a TV. You know when you fuck about with Kodi and there's things like they don't load or they do this or they do that or it fucking crashes. This thing is like having a fucking Skybox. You get the app, you install it after paying for it, you sign in, and literally every sports channel in the world is 1080p, and I mean 1080p, not bullshit. And you click it and it's off. Believe me, Mr. Freeze, you will fucking be blown away if you check Sports Mania. It's mad. I don't know how the fucking hell they do it, seriously. I've just realised how cool that sword looks on my Diablo character. You pay, a few people were worried, but you pay by a credit card, you go online, you go to the website, and what you might find, there might be, sometimes they stop the subscriptions for a while. They stop them and then they just open it back up again. But yeah, Sports Mania will blow your mind. It's about, like I say, 17 quid for 6 months. And you just make an account, sign, you pay online on their website, and then you just sign in with get on the app and stuff. And seriously, you'll sit there and think, holy shit, Christ. And like every football match at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon as well. It's a bit warm, this is, and I know you're supposed to drink this warm. Yeah, that's it, Martin, you're right, mate. It blew my mind when I was first pushed onto it, because we were all pissed about on Cody and the crashing. I actually think, I might have said on the show, I don't think I've seen a complete ever thing before that. Crashing, and I got bored with it. I actually threw 2 boxes away. I thought it was that shit. I always used to talk about it on the show, but it was never as good as everybody made out. It used to crash, it never loaded, it did fucking this and that and the other. But Sports Mania has changed the playing field completely. Night Tours, work at 6, last day of my current job after 7 years, moving on to bigger and better things. Good luck, Alan, mate. That's good, I'm pleased for you, mate. Hope it's something you enjoy. But I want to be shutting off in a minute. I mean, streaming at 1 o'clock is fucking ridiculous. I probably will have to get it, wait for it to activate, want boxing on. It's very good. I'll tell you now, if it's open for subscriptions, you want to grab it while you can. Because like I say, it can shut down and it'll fucking disappear. Although it wouldn't surprise me if they left it open now with the football season finishing. And I've heard rumours that EL talk we had on the other night about all the lower league matches coming next year, I think they're going to be covering them and all. The best thing the first ever thing that impressed me with Cody Box, I never really got it, because like I say, they were all crashing and shit. I mean, chuck 2 in the bin, because they're only dead cheap. But the first thing that totally opened my eyes and thinking, wow, and it was in fact, it was the only channel that worked 99% of the time, and that was the golf channel. And the golf channel was in 1080p, and I'm a massive golf fan, as you know. So that, for me, was just woohoo. Crazy. And that was the first time I used to get into that. But I think Cody's heading for a fall soon anyway. I spoke the other night about the DRM shit they're talking about. They just cannot, and I know it'll be a vicious circle where we all know that they'll like stop it and then something else will come along, which it does. And that's good for life tears, Mobdro, get all the sports channels. I got into Mobdro when I first got into the Kodi boxes. People were saying that you get a box and you install this and that and the other. And Mobdro was the thing. I thought I couldn't. That was a really bag of shit, to be honest. But I'm telling you now, Jason, Sportsmania will not be beat anywhere. It's as good quality as a major sports channel that you've got on your TV. Literally, you won't believe it does it. Is it raining outside? Very cold today when I came out of the cinema. Even my brother commented, really cold. Like really, really cold. Right, boys, I know there's 25 people in the room, but it is like 1 a.m. in the morning. I've got a few things to do. I want to sort out my fish tank tattle for tomorrow. I do want a little bite to eat, even though it's 1 o'clock. And I'm going to catch up with some TV, or I might even have an hour on fucking Diablo, to be honest. So I am going to stop the stream so I can get these headphones off my bonts, because they're killing me. And I'm really pleased. Glad for the 40 people in the room or so all night. Guys, don't forget to go and click the like. If I see the likes on these videos, I'll keep doing the streams. So go and thumbs up it and ding dong the belly and whatever. There might be an unboxing or two this week, and I might put a video up of the fish tank. That's been requested a lot. Oh, sorry, mate, if you're just going. But I might stream tomorrow evening, depending on how much of the fish tank I've got done. But I probably won't do a lot of the fish tank because, like I say, I'm still waiting for a few items, some plants and some substrates that's got to arrive. And I'm probably not going to tackle it until I've got everything ready. Because what I might do, I might get the table ready and put the tank on it. But then I'll just not do anything until I get it. So I might video that, and other stuff I've got some unboxings, I think, somewhere. So I might stream tomorrow night, same time as the podcast is being recorded, because I'm obviously not on it anymore. So, and I have got to get up and do nothing else than open that window and go and turn my heating off, because it's like a fucking oven in here. Right, boys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the questions and the banter. Hope you've enjoyed my crazy fucking talk about village life and all the tripe I normally talk about. So if I'm not on tomorrow night, I'll more than likely be on Monday and try and get some gameplay on, because I think the stream needs some games. I know that you guys like chatting. It must be boring as fuck just listening to me. It's got to be. At least if I'm gaming, you've got something to watch. So anyway, guys, yeah, like I say, go and click the like and thumbs ups and shit. And who knows, I'll keep doing this and it might get exceptionally popular. So there you go. So good night, guys. Hope you have a pleasant Sunday and whatever you're doing. I'll speak to you soon, guys. Thank you. No, mate, I'm not getting prayed. Boy, you're still there. I've just seen your question before I'm going. No, I didn't like the demo, mate. Not at all. And I got turned down for the review as well. So, yeah, I'm not bothered about it. But the reviews are favourable, I've heard. But I might get it further down the line. We'll have to wait and see. So anyway, good night, one and all.